Hello everybody, First Month is here. Today with another video, and this time it is about combos, I would say knife combos. And how I get into this idea is when I've seen the Tops made SXB Skull Crusher knife. Somebody says, oh, it's like clone of truckers. This is the one Tops. They said no, it's not like that. Okay, I won't argue with these ideas. For me, I guess if there will be no truckers, there will be no SXB. That's what I think, but that's just my idea. But the point is, when they released the company SXS, the Sidekick, I think, I believe, or I heard it advertised as a sidekick because it should accompany the SXB knife. So I would say you have two knives with pretty much same blade shape. Only, of course, the weight is different, and on the SXS is different. The handle also. So when I hear that, I say, okay, that's strange. That's weird for me because both these knives, same as trackers, has have uh, the edge design, or sorry, the blade design is very specific, and I'm not sure if I would like to have as a company, then we're going back to knife combos, as I would like to have the same, generally same knife design. When the Tops made this T1 trucker, then T2 came. This is my even more modified T2. Then T2 came, and as I heard, this is just because somebody liked this knife and said, okay, I don't need that heavy knife. I'm great with some. I'm happy with that. Let's say 5 inches version, which is still capable to do lots of basic stuff, even some kind of mid-hard task, because it's close to 5 inches, 5 millimeters thick spine and these things. So it's pretty tough knife for its size, but of course not comparable with the T1. But I can't remember if I've heard that they made the T2 as a company for T1, so as they did with this SXB and SXS knife. I said, well, these knives never meant to be like that. Even, and maybe some for somebody is confusing, because I've heard it many times, because there's T1, T2, then T3 is bigger than T2, so it goes back in between these two, and then of course T2, T4, sorry, the smallest one. I like this knife, very like this knife. It's very useful tool. To be honest, my EDC when I'm outside today more than these bigger truckers, but I'm coming back a little bit more to the T2. I tell you why in a minute. But what's the point? For me, much more reasonable will be this T4 size as a company T1. Why? Because this is much lighter and smaller and packable, and even urban EDC knife than T1, of course. Because if we compare the SXB and SXS knife, that the small version SXS, sorry, is about has about 5, maybe 5.5 inches blade. It's generally long knife. It's I believe longer than T2 tracker. I mean, in general, include the. It looks like longer handle, but I didn't have the knife in my hand, so sorry about that. But details are very close to this knife. So if this one is the smallest, and I say, okay, I'm happy with something like that. You can see T4 and T2, much lighter, much packable knife. Then I said, no, something is wrong. I don't want, as a user, I don't want to have, and now we can a little bit forget the weight and size and these things. Now we are going to talk about blade shapes. If I got this knife, as I said, very specific design, everybody knows, somebody like it, somebody hate it, doesn't matter. but this knife is meant with many purposes. But of course, even with Tom Brown tracker, so even with Tom Brown, he recommended, as I know, to have some another knife. Uh, you can remember what Tops made as a company. I don't know what the name of the knife now. Tracker something. And when the Bark River made their own, they made another tracker companion knife. If you remember, in very, very different shape, and there is a reason, of course. So instead of I would like to have a company of this knife in this blade shape. Let's say this one, even it's great as I say, it's small, so I can use it very for very delicate task. I miss something, some things, some sorry, some features on the blade, which are simply not in design. It doesn't matter what size it will be, this one, bigger one, small one, doesn't matter, because the design is still the same. What I want to have, on the other hand, let's say, for me, Spyderco Manix 2 XL. Now forget about what exactly is the knife. I mean, this is the Spyderco, but the point is, it's folder. Okay, somebody said, oh, I don't like folders. Somebody said, yeah, I like folders. It's very light. You don't need sheath for it. So there is a reason to have, especially some with good lock. And this knife is tested. So many cold steels knives are tested now. New locks, XR, sorry, locks made by SOG. Lots of very good locking mechanism, which serves pretty well for folders. So today I won't be really uh, worried to have a folder, because somebody said, oh, the folder will fail, it can do this, fault on your fingers. Yeah, of course, but depend of use. That's why I got this knife, of course, if this is a company of this knife. So for the hard task I got this one, and for these small things I got this one. Yeah, so that's the point. So important here is the thickness. This is very thin in the end, but doesn't matter. So this is very slicey. It's full flat, as we can see. It doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be full flat. It could be full flat. It could be hollow grinded. It could be even convex. Everything, but it comes from thinner blade, generally from the base. Let's say 3.5 millimeters. So half than this one. So it's lighter, and for me it has a long slicing blade, so this one helps me to do standard work, standard slicing. Then if I go this one, of course everybody who's got a tracker knows that when we do these slices, it starts, sorry, the slice ends on the hook and then it goes off. So we know the problems, if we can call it that, but the knife is made like that, so it's not actually a problem. The knife works like that. But for continuous slicing, this is simply better choice. And we go back to the Bark River company for trackers, to the Tops and many others. Why? They're in similar, you know, more standard kind of knife, some bushcrafty style blade like this one, let's say, or simply slicer with more delicate tip, which there isn't on any trackers. And even if there is, this is very heavy. I mean, for this is very light knife, so you can do lots of fine things. Even with the choil forward here, you can use it really for nice work, for food prep. Let's say you can see I'm back in forest finally again, so I'm in my cabin again. But this is forest background, so I need, if I make a fire, you know, we do some food preparation. I don't want to do it with this knife, or even with this knife. Doesn't matter. Sorry, does it mean I can't do it? No, absolutely, I can do it with this. But this one is better choice, and I believe 99% of you will agree this will serve me for food prep and even some carving and these things better than, let's say, this one. Vice versa. When I go and prepare the fire. I need to chop some branches. I need to split some wood. These things, of course, I won't do it with this. Even I can do something with this, but this is much better choice, right? So back to the point. If I got this SXB, okay, I can chop down, let's say even so some small tree. I can, okay, I can work on it and make it some pieces of wood for fire. But if I want to prepare some food and do some delicate things, even there is the switch, so it can do some more fine tip tasks, which is okay, which is better for me than here. But the handle, on the other hand, doesn't look exactly as I want and what I feel and what I've heard on YouTube. So the kickback on the handle of the short version SXS, sorry, will cause probably some problems here, but it doesn't matter. This handle is absolutely great for it. So you can use it for these things. You can grab it in this way. So this handle shape is for me better on T2 than on the SXB. That's just my opinion. But the thickness, material, I believe what I've seen, the secondary bevel, everything is very close to this T2, and you can see how I modified the draw knife to have really nice edge to do some bushcrafty stuff. I like this. That's why I said I'm going a little bit back, because mostly I use T3 tracker, but because I don't carry T1 now, I carry different choppers. So it's for me better to have T4 or even now T2. I've tried to get smaller, something in between these two. Unfortunately, my wish didn't come true, and I sent money to some other guy which claimed, hey, okay, I'll make the knife for you, and I sent him some money. Then I wait a couple of months, then nothing back, so I asked for the money back. It takes time, but okay, it's fine, it's done. So I got my money, but I don't have the tracker which I wanted, so something in between. But okay, so back to the point. So the TT2 is very close, I mean, in design, material, and these important things to the SXS knife. So for the food prep and these things, well, I don't think it works. So as a sidekick, yeah, it's definitely smaller than SXS knife, lighter and smaller and everything is, but it's still not, it's far away from something like this one. As I said, I don't have any that's standard fixed blade, short blade here. Like I got a couple of, let's say, Bark River Mini Aurora, nice. Bark River Kalahari Bushman too. What I've got, great. The Kisljar, what I got, City Hunter, I reprofiled the blade, so it's something in between tactical EDC, urban, and some bushcraft knife, something. So these shapes, 4 inches blade, nothing long, no big, no heavy, but slicey and mostly pointy. Why? Because that's something what is not here. So I'll go round now what I want to say. If I want to have a company and I have knife combo, I don't want to have a company for my T1 tracker, T4, or definitely no T2. It's too heavy, too big, and these are generally very same knife, very close knives. So yeah, this is slightly better for food prep and these things, but no. So this one, and we go back, sorry, we go forward. Before I said this is Tramontina, just I recommend for you to buy, if you don't have it, these Ontario sheets for their machetes. It suits for any Tramontinas, and I recommend Tramontinas. They are great machetes, cheap, and that's why I got it here. So 3 knife combos: chopper, pathfinder, splitter, chopper, hard task work, and something what you got always with you, food prep and these things. So if 2 knives and this, and maybe this one. Or what's very now with me many times, so I got this, I like it, this is really great, the Warcraft Tanto, the longest version, accompanied with this T4 because I like the tracker, the ability to do these fine, say, kindlings or feathers. You can make them very fast and start the fire pretty well, pretty easy. And this knife is very light. As I said, you don't even know you got it with you. So it's great tool. It's very light and packable even in urban EDC. And as I said, it's that small that if you got it in your hand like this one, maybe no one see that. This is of course different story. This is 600 grams. About this is 550 grams. So that's why what I choose. That's why I don't carry this knife when I got this. But I like the features. I like the back, so I like to have the hook for this. So the T4, and now maybe the T2 because it's still much lighter, and it can do instead of this one. Okay, this one can do the lightings and even some kind of hard, but you know, hard things for my fire preparation, but this one can do lots of things, and I don't need to wield these long, quite heavy, twice as heavy as this one blade. So this is the chopper, and of course I can do lots of things, but if I want to have, if I say, okay, I prepared all my the general wood for fire and for camp and these things, so I can put this one back into sheath, and then I need to, or I can use only this relatively small blade, relatively light, so much more safer for, not for me only, but for people around if there are some, and do lots of, you know, these things. I can use it for bushcrafty stuff, I can do carving, I can do kindlings and these things, and of course this one, or some different knives of this purpose for food prep and these things, and even for carving if I'm bored, so I can take some branch and do some training in carving. So that's my vision of combos. That's what I see. That's how I see that. I just improved that. I added some camo to my Warcraft Tanto. So, and this is served me as a machete, short machete, chopper, splitter, and with this, as I said, with this combo, which is with me. So absolutely great combo, absolutely great combo. There is no many tasks you can't do with these things. You can chop, you can split, you can make kindlings, you can do notches, and you can do food preparation, and these knives together weight 140, 240 with the sheet under 300, about let's say 11 ounces, include the sheet for T2, so you don't know, about 300 grams these, and 550, which is, it doesn't need to be on your belt, it's maybe in your backpack. You might remember, oh, so many ants here, oh, I didn't know that, so many ants here. So I got it here on my, sorry, they made ant nests here, somewhere here. They haven't been here, but they're here now. So this one, Sabercat Versipack, made by Maxpedition. I think they canceled that production. They don't produce it anymore, so it looks like that. And if you can see, when I got it in my sorry guys, sorry, I don't use it in this way, that's why is that, sorry. So this one, how does it look now? and I can of course throw this one here and go forward. And as you can see, this is nicely hidden. In the pocket, nicely hidden. So guys, what do you say? You got nearly everything you need, definitely for one day walk. You can go overnight if needed. This VersaPack is about 10 liters, so there is no any sleeping bag, nothing like that. But I added this for water, so this is my setup. Of course, now depends. So what I said, that the point of this video is the knife combos. So this is knife combo for me. I got the big one, I got the food prep, and I got the immediately ready carver, or simply if I need to do something like that. But of course I can change. I can take machete into hand and take this one off, of course, or I can add this one and put it into that, or I can take the T2 and let's say attach it here. So I had it already, so I used to have it in this way too, because there are space for it, so I can have it here on the other side. So this is my final conclusion. If I will do or build some knife combo, I need from my knives different purposes. 2 knives combo, 3 knives combo. I do usually 3 knives, as you can see, the small one, something middle, and big one. The Tanto, the big one, is I carry this one. If I will have cold steel, let's say the cold steel Gurkha Kukri Plus, which I like, it's more dedicated chopper, as I said, is heavier than this one. Even heavier is the scabbard for it too. So I will have probably then T2. So instead of T4, the T2 for it. Why? Because I probably will use it more, because I will use the kukri only for chopping and these things, not for small things. Even I can do it with it, but this is more safe. But with this with the Warcraft Tanto, I can do many light things, because when I grab it on the Ricasso, when I grab it here, this is I let it very sharp, so I can do really nicely carving. And because the point of balance isn't that far from my hand, so I can do lots of things, and I'm absolutely fine with that. So this is great tool. Unfortunately, it's gone. They don't produce it anymore. As I know, they replace it with some 4116 steel, I believe, or that Senmai. This is absolutely great, and I'm sad that that 3V version of the Warcraft Tanto series, I mean whole series, is gone. But it's topic for another video. Anyway, thank you very much. Have a nice time, and be safe and enjoy the forest. Bye.